You already know I try to bring the realest interviews I can in here. We got somebody that's actually in there right now living it. You want to go ahead and tell us where you're
Sure.
from, your name?
Hey, what's up? My name is Ravi. My name is Ramos, but they call me Ravi. I've been incarcerated since 2009. I'm from California, from Southern California to be exact. From a little city called Mecca in the Coachella Valley.
All right, so and how long you been locked up?
I got busted September 2009.
Damn, you been locked up this whole time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Damn, it's crazy. You've been in there so long. There's probably stuff going on the outside, and you like. I know you can keep up to date, but it's like you
I
being in a
tried
whole
to.
different world.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I wouldn't even know like how would it be out there if I get out right now? Like I got like 18 months to go now though. And I'm kind of downhill, but yeah, it's gonna be a struggle for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna you know, when you get out, it's gonna be a fresher breath air. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like being reborn again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So let's go through. How was you living back in the days before you got locked up? How were you living?
Well, like I kind of got like, into gangs as a teenager, but like you want to go over to like childhood and shit and all that or what?
Go as far back as you want to, as much as you feel
Like
comfortable about.
like a lot of people here in prison, like we all grew up with like traumas and childhood traumas. Like I witnessed, I saw my sister die when she was a young, like a little girl, and seeing that kind of fucked up the whole family. Like the whole family got fucked up afterwards, and and after that, like I was just angry as a little as bad as kid, like everywhere I would get into fights and shit like that. So, but when I was like 11 years old, my dad went to prison, and I was pretty much left with the wolf in the hood. So I started like associating like I was pretty much looking for the love and the protection from my father, and it wasn't there. So I kind of like I found it in the hood with the homies, and
Yeah.
nothing like I, I started like gang banging, crime started fucking up and doing crime in and out of juvenile home, and then when I hit 18, I picked up this case. They pretty much gave me 20 years for being a gang member with a gun. They gave me 5 for the crime and 20 years for being a gang member with a gun. So I did a home invasion robbery, and I was robbing like dope dealers and shit. Like I wasn't even like it wasn't no innocent people getting hurt or anything like that. I just went in the house with three guys that sold dope, and I went in to take their shit, and fucking they gave me
Yeah.
25 years for that. Hmm.
So you like the hood Robin man.
Yeah,
You know
pretty
what I'm
much,
saying?
yeah,
That
yeah,
justified it. Like, you said that your father left, so you didn't really have anybody to look up to. So your father became the streets.
yeah. Like he was my hero. Like he's to this day he is. Like he is. But yeah, he was everything. And yeah, when he got locked up, like I ain't had that role model to look up. Like him to take me to my soccer matches and none of that shit. So I kind of like, yeah, I took comfort in the streets
Yeah, that's it. That's how it usually goes. That's why I won't ever talk down on a gang member because they're just people like us. They just didn't have a father to look up to. It's just
for
different
sure.
circumstances. Yeah. So, but you actually seen your
Mhm.
your little sister. You seen that happen to her, and that messed you up.
Yeah. I was like 5 years old, and we got in a car accident. And I remember sleeping in the car and then waking up. She was on my father's arms, and I remember I got a big scar in my head. I don't know if you can see it, right? But anyways, I was just bleeding and shit. I was bleeding from my head, and I'm looking around, and my mom is laid out unconscious. I'm thinking my mom is dead, so I started crying. I ain't feeling no pain or nothing in my head. Like my mom was unconscious on the floor, and my dad was carrying my sister, and she was just convulsing in the last shakes. Like she passed away right there. And I didn't know what she was dying. I didn't know none of that. Like I found that later. So yeah, it was tragic. Waking up in the hospital, they would tell me like God took my sister. Like I ain't know what was there. I ain't know nothing. I just knew God took my sister. So I started looking at God like he was a cruel individual. Like I was like, oh yeah, fucking God's fucked up. He took my sister. And
Yeah.
and I, and nothing, like I was just an angry ass kid. Like I would see you happy with your sister, and I kind of like I am by that. Like I felt like, man, I had my sister. Like I remember I would yell at my mom, and I would like, why the fuck God took my sister and not me? Like, why the fuck am I still here? Like, why, like I didn't understand that at the time, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear all that. And it's crazy, we be going through stuff like that and not having a father around and you're going through stuff like that, it's hard on a kid.
For
But
sure.
let's talk about the day that you actually got arrested. Run us by what
Okay.
happened with that.
So after I did the home invasion, right? Like I did it, and I remember that like 2 days after that, the cops pulled me over, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna let them stop me, see if they run my name on the computer, see if I got a warrant or anything, and if I do, I'm just gonna try to book it and run. If not, it's good, So sure enough, the cops pulled me to the side, and I stopped, and I had no warrant, like nothing happened, like so. So I thought I was legit, right? So um I get on this stolen car, and we gonna go do a robbery because we about to go to Mexico. Like I felt like it was too hot, like to be in my neighborhood and stuff. So I was gonna shake the spot. And so on the way to Mexico, the cops put us over. I pulled up, and they had guns drawn and everything. So we got on a high speed pursuit. Ended up, man, we were passing like streets at 120 and all that, right? And so we ended up getting in a car accident again. We crashed hey, so I tried to run and all that, but we got busted. Yeah. All right. You see me? Sorry, they were walking
Yeah, you
around.
good. And so you were actually on a high speed chase. You thought you were good. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they started following
I
you.
thought I was good. Yeah, yeah. Guns, drums, and everything. And then when I got busted, I'm thinking it's probably just the high speed pursuit in the car, stolen car. Nah, it was the home invasion robbery they were looking at me for.
Damn. So what y'all crash and that's when they got you?
Yeah, yeah, I still got off. I tried to run, but now they have the dogs. They had all that. Like, it been a minute. Like it's kind of the memory kind of blurry. I still, from what I remember, like I just run and yeah, the dog shares my homeboy, and then I hit a desert. I found a hole. And next thing you know, I had like six cops on me. I couldn't do nothing anymore.
Damn. I bet that was on the news.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it anymore. Like it'd been so long, they probably just took it off. But yeah, it was all over the news for a minute.
Yes. So I mean, what happened? You already knew that. You probably weren't getting bailed out and stuff. You already knew that.
Oh, hey, so actually, right? So when I'm in the sheriff's station, I'm getting an interview. Like I wasn't really talking to the cops, so they went to talk to my homeboy, and the whole time I'm in the station, I'm thinking like, how the fuck am I gonna escape? Like, cause I know like I'm a basic carry a lot of times, so I'm thinking, how the fuck am I gonna get out of here? How the hell am I gonna escape? How am I gonna get the fuck out of here? And somehow like I made it, like I was cuffed up and everything, and somehow like I managed to slip my handcuffs to the front, and I opened the door. There was a cop right there protecting the door. He said like, hey, you can't go anywhere. So I go back and well, I gotta use the restroom, whatever. And okay, we take it. So, anyways, everything went quiet. Like I went and sat down, everything went quiet, and I waited, and then I opened the door again, and the cop was gone. So after that, I just start following the exits. I see people like in the computer, all the cops in their computer and stuff,
You
and
trying
I
to
just
walk out.
start hitting the exits. So behind them, they actually like in the computers, and I'm just walking behind them, like fuck it. And I honestly like I made it. Like I hit the exit, hopped the fence, and took off. I went out. I went on the little run for like, but they did like a whole mile perimeter. Like there was cops everywhere. Like man, it was. I ended up got busted at my cousin's house.
Did they get you a escape attempt?
Yeah, they did. They did too. Yeah.
Damn.
So
So you was
they said I was
already.
already pretty much. I was already an inmate when I was in the sheriff's station. I was already an inmate and yeah, they were pretty much like if I escaped from jail or something, but it was just a sheriff's station.
Yeah, it was just a Sarah station. You try to walk up out of there. That's crazy.
Hell yeah, yeah. I really want. I wasn't trying to fucking do time and shit. I wanted to leave. I wasn't trying to come back to prison and shit like that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about it. When you get in trouble with the law, you kind of know about the law, so you know that charge you got is going to carry a lot of time. So you already know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've seen people get life for that. Like people really got life for a home invasion robbery. Like I've seen people
Yeah,
get washed up for that. Here in Cali, at least.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and you're in Cali. It's crazy. I heard
Hmm.
that it's really racial segregated out there. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah. Well, they got like even like for the Hispanics, like they got the Southern California guys, the Northern California guys, the blacks on their side, the whites on their side, and yeah, and they got the Indians considered others,
So, what kind of things do you see while you're locked up? Is there a lot of?
bro. Like honestly, like I seen people go crazy, like lose their mind, really like lose their fucking mind and end up crazy. I seen people commit suicide. I seen people die. I seen people like kill themselves. I seen honestly like is it's always the same shit in prison or petition the same shit, but it's just different people. But honestly like I seen it all honestly. Like I seen a lot of that fucked up things in prison. Like I seen people that just crumble and end up like they get, and it's crazy because usually the people that lost their mind, like they get a fucked up news like whether their mom died, and then they start doing drugs. Next thing you know, they like that all that stress from losing their mom or whatever, and they end up crazy, like 100% crazy. Like they never come back. Like they don't even know what's their name or that type of shit.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
trust you.
to me
That's what I
like
try to tell
like
people.
even though like I see people dying here, like to me the worst is when you go crazy here. Like that's like the worst I ever seen. Somebody end up crazy, like a guy like me and you talking. Fucking next thing you know, he's lost. He don't even know what the fuck his name is.
Yeah,
That's kind of the worst I ever seen. Yeah.
yeah. I seen that. I seen that myself. When I was locked up, there was my
Mm,
celly. He one day he
mm,
just cracked. He was sitting on the bed and
mm,
he usually be talking and he wasn't talking at all.
mm,
He wasn't talking at all to me. I'm
mm,
like, yo, I'm
mm.
thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, he might try to hurt me when I'm sleeping or something. Like he just lost
Yeah,
it.
for sure. You got.
He yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he be in the shower and he was standing in the corner in the shower, just standing there. He wouldn't talk to nobody, and people were like, "Yeah, you gotta get him out of here." He he lost it.
It's dangerous because see when we go to sleep at the end of the day, this is ourselves, like when we finally save, we get to relax. You know what I'm saying? Out there it's fucking intense all day in the yard, fucking tension everywhere. So when you come to your, especially when you had a crazy Sally, he loves you. That's dangerous because you don't know what the fuck he could hurt you in there when you sleep. We born a one here in the cells, but and then you don't know what he's thinking. You know, like that's bad right there. Yeah, I get you on that. I would have left too. I would stay with a crazy guy like that. You know.
Yeah, well, you've been in there so long, you ain't got that much more time. But what would you tell,
For sure.
somebody young watching this right now that's out there living the life that you used to? What would you tell them?
Honestly, bro, like honestly, like from my experience and everything I live, like this is not worth it, man. Like it's really not worth it at all. Like if I could take time back and do things different and fucking go to school and and just like do shit legit, I would do that with the quickness, man. Like because honestly, like at the end of the day, like I used to call home like when I first got locked up and I had my cousins, everybody they would fight for the phone, like, hey, where's this for? Let me talk to him. Everybody in the family like eager to talk to me, like they would fight over the phone. Now when I call home, like in the family gatherings and shit, like it's like nobody gives a fuck no more, like it's been so long,
Yeah,
like they all got kids, they all and that's a fucked up feeling, homies too, like my boys that used to be childhood friends, like they all so, like the ones that are alive and doing out there because they're doing their family thing and which is good, there's nothing wrong with that. But like this shit doesn't last forever, like at the end of the day, like I mean, when I hear that people still think about me or talk about me, like that shit feels like that's like man, like it's a good ass feeling, because you feel forgotten in here. You feel like you feel like this ain't shit right here, like time
yeah,
stop for you here, like everything stop and shit, like but yeah. So
yeah,
it's not worth it. I would tell those kids it's not worth it, to man, but we hard headed as kids, so I'm sure they're gonna still do what they gotta do. They're gonna figure it out on themselves on their own.
yeah, definitely. But I know you've been in that prison for a while. Is there any famous people there with you?
It, it's cutting off. It's cutting off right now. Hold on.
Is it good? Can you hear me?
What happened? I couldn't hear it. I can hear you now.
Okay.
It kind
Do
of
you
cut
got
off for a
any?
minute.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Do you have any? Is there any famous inmates at that prison you're at?
Right here, nah, but the last famous guy that was here was the NFL player. His name is Brandon Browner. He won two Super Bowls and shit. Like, but he went home already. Like, that's the last person, the famous. That's the last famous guy. He won a Super Bowl with New England and a Super Bowl with Seattle back in like 2013. Brandon
Yeah.
Browner. He was the last celebrity that I run into. Yeah.
So how's that work for like celebrities and stuff that get locked up? Like, do they go through? Are they just regular inmates?
Yeah, bro, but they, like, that's like people like they got money, so like people like they kind of like they try to be on it, like they try to like try to make them somebody gotta take you under the wing, you know what I'm saying? Like someone's gonna be like this fool got money, like I got him, and pretty much like he pretty much like with in a good way he's gonna be
Yeah.
paying for protection, but it's not gonna be like nobody's gonna get at him like fool you gotta pay this money. This is not nah, it's gonna be like in a nice way, like he's gonna but he they end up like getting stuff. Like for example, like say you're the celebrity and we busted, like you buying all the drugs, you buying everything, and so I got it because I'm your boy, and now I'm making my money, but through you.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds about right.
Yeah, for sure.
So you before we came
Hmm.
on here, you were telling me about when you come in there, you got to get somebody to take you under your wing. Can you explain to the people about that?
Yeah, so so for example, like I was a Southern California gang member. I was gang banging in Southern Cali, so I don't automatically like I fall in the suit and under that car. That was my car, like the Southsiders, so you start like a Southsider, you here in prison, and you under that wing. And if you're not a gang member, and you just like but you are a resident, they still gonna be you're gonna be under their protection because you're from Southern Cali. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So anything like there will be rules and things. There's things you could do and things you couldn't do. Like you can't be going out there like fighting everybody. It's not as reckless as it sounds, but still like you somebody with money and shit like that. Like much they're gonna be using you in as kids, like coming in prison, be used in different ways, like for like the missions, they send you on stabbings and shit like that. It's something it's not even your problem, it's somebody else's
Yeah.
problem. But because you gotta prove yourself, you're gonna earn your status, you go. Or they got tattoos that they might seem cool, they mean something according to them, and you think it's cool, you wanna get it, okay, you gotta do shit to earn it. Okay, you gotta get this tattoo, like you know what I'm saying, and shit like that.
Yeah. That's the one thing that people don't understand is the gang members' tattoos. They can't just put it on them. They got to earn that. They got to go on missions
For
and
sure,
prove.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If you go in there and you
exactly.
got the wrong tattoos, they will cut that off of you.
That are ensemble around, yeah, exactly, yeah, for real, yeah,
So I mean, when you got
yeah.
locked
It'd
up,
be like that.
what kind of things did you go through? Was it hard for you?
See, like when I came, like I was kind of mad. My sentence, I was just like I was like angry, right? The gang. So like everything was like I got it, like I do this. Like my first 5 years were in Corcoran shoe. You probably ever it's a prison, it's a well-known prison in Corcoran. But what I wasn't the shoe is called security housing unit. So lockdown 24/7, like. But so I was just like I felt like I didn't deserve to get 25 years, right? So like anything that would pop up, I'd be like, hey, you know what? I do this, like I got it, like I handle it. You know what I'm saying? So like I volunteer, like even like to staff people and all that shit, like I ain't care. But then
Yeah.
eventually, like you start seeing like what changed for me. It was that I start seeing like a bunch of laws were changing, a gang of things are happening, and I'm like, man, I might not do the whole 25 years. I might be able to go home on 12, and seeing the little hope through laws that were coming in. I started like, coming down, like okay, I gotta like I gotta do this different. I gotta do that,
Yeah.
and slow down, stop raising my hand, and do things differently.
Yeah. So basically,
Yeah, but I was never like forced to do things, but I seen people was forced to do things that they didn't want to do them, and out of fear they went ahead and did it because they were scared to do something or anything, and yeah, and they did it
yeah.
out of
So
pressure,
at first you
Mm.
were volunteering. You wanted to prove yourself, so you were volunteering for
Yeah,
every mission.
yeah,
But
yeah,
now
for
you
sure.
realize you want to get out one day, so you're trying to slow down.
Yeah,
And that,
exactly. I won't do that anymore. Yeah.
yeah, it's and tell the people how crazy it is because you know some of these people they ain't from the streets and they try to get in there and they
Mm.
join gangs and they're not really about that and they want to get
Okay.
out.
Okay. Oh, I got a perfect story. Like, look, I have this Sally. He came from Mexico. Never been in gangs. Never nothing. He just sold drugs. And one time he shot. He thought that he was in Mexico here, so he went and shot a car, thinking he gonna get away with it, you know. And they gave him 27 years for shooting at somebody that owed him money. He all he did shot the car, and he was my study, but he was so different because you could tell like he had a jobs out there, like he had a house, he had even though he sold drugs, he was working hard in construction and everything. And this guy, like I would see, like he would try to be like me, like I would tell him like, bro, like you don't get caught up in this fucking fucked up web, you know, like I wish I had you innocent, I wish I had you innocent, bro, because you are responsible, you were a responsible man out there on the streets, you were doing so good. Now even though you got 27 years, anything could happen, like you could you could get halftime, you could do anything, but just stay focused and do
Yeah,
like don't do what the fuck I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, like don't get caught up in these spider web, because then you ain't gonna be able to come out. You know, like just be yourself. Like you don't gotta do nothing. Like you know, like just be yourself. And then because now I noticed like he was out, like I was kind of violent, so he wanted to be violent. But I knew he lived with me in the cell. I knew he wasn't like that. Like I knew he wasn't violent at all. So yeah.
so
So
what
if
ended
any
up happening
like
to him?
but bro, well, look, so he ended up fucking up. He didn't listen. So people like they're here like this guy, like he was lucky that I had him, and I kind of like I was a caring individual, and I'll tell him the good things. But nah, he ended up stabbing somebody out of pressure too. You know, like they owe him like $100 or something, and then he went and he told the wrong person. Like, well, you gotta handle it. You know, like what you want? We ain't gonna handle it. You handle it. That's he owes you. You go. So he caught more time instead of just forgetting about the $100 cost him like 12 years of his life. Additional sentence to the 27 he got.
Yeah, and, you know that's 12 years is a long time. You know,
Hell
even like one
yeah.
year.
Mm,
Yeah, you only get
real
one life.
stuff.
It's
Straight
crazy.
up, man. Straight up. Yeah,
So
for
what is the
sure.
craziest thing you seen? You personally seen?
It was honestly like I got two right. I was when I was in Corcoran Shoes around Christmas. This is the first one. Right? I was in Corcoran Shoe. It was around Christmas, and we locked down 24/7. Like we don't come out at all. You got your 7. That's it. So these were they were Crips or Bloods. They were black, right? They were Shellies. I seen that this guy came out of his cell with a fucking knife in his throat, and the worst, like he was dead. He killed him during Christmas, and he killed his Shelly during Christmas. And then when the cops put the body out, like it was they fucking laughing about it. Like the nurses and all that, like they thought it was a joke. Like they had like I started looking at it. They had like they were looking at it for like they were having a regular. There's a dead body right there, and they're still talking about what they're gonna do when they get home. Like not giving a fuck about this person just lost a mom just lost her son. So, like a big brother just went away. You know what I'm saying? Like or a little brother. Like they were not looking at this guy as a human. They were like, oh, yes, they just left them right there for till whenever people come pick them up, whatever. And they were just having they carry on like
What's their
with
life?
the conversations, with their Christmas plans and everything. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I kind of seen something like that when I was in the jail and somebody
Mm,
ended their own life. They took their own life, and when the
mm.
COs pulled them out, they had him in the black bag, and they were pulling him down the stairs and letting his head hit the top of the stairs.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
pumped up. Yeah, that's
yeah, and
common too.
there was inmates at the door, and they were like, "Man, why you holding that man like that? Why you doing that?" I don't know why they act like
Mm,
that. You know?
yeah, like here and there you find like one that do cares, but most of the people they don't give a fuck. You know, like we just a paycheck to them. You know?
Yeah. So you said that when you got locked up, you were calling home, and everybody wanted to talk to you. You know, but over the time,
Yeah. First, like like yeah, on Thanksgiving, had family gatherings and shit. Like I'll call, and then everybody was like they fight over the phone and shit. Yeah, now I'll call. It could be everybody right there. They don't care. I just talking to whoever I call. You know, like they're not even hey, tell them hi or nothing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't go on my way to look for them, they don't. They just keep going and doing their own thing.
Yeah, that's the thing I try to tell people. When you go in there, at first, all your homies and stuff, they're gonna answer the phone, and but after years, they stop answering the phone, and then that's when you
Yeah,
realize,
for real.
you've been trying to impress the wrong
Yeah,
people. You know,
for real.
the
Hey,
only
one time my dad, right? My dad, he was like, hey, tell me why the fuck I saw your homie so and so, right? And he's like, that boy, like he told my dad, how like, yeah, my homeboy Rabbit, that boy got 25 years, like bragging about my sentence, like my homies and my dad's like, he's so happy that I got 25 years, but he's saying the man that my pops like. That boy's fucking crushed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, why the fuck is
yeah,
the homie happy that you got 25 years? Like, is that something to be proud of,
that's
And
crazy.
the way he was saying my dad, I'm like, yeah, he was saying my dad like with that big ass smile on his face, like if that's something we wanted, like man, that shit's stupid as hell, like yeah, my pops like he was hurt when he was hearing this shit, but looking at my friend like celebrating that I got 25 years, like if it's a fucking gold medal or something, like yeah, that so, like when my pops told me that, like I saw a different perspective of like fuck, like the people that's happy it's hurting my loved ones, my real, the people that are there for me, the people that are still here now, and I pretty much like I left them hanging, for the
Yeah,
wrong crowd, for the wrong people that didn't deserve it.
yeah, that's why I try to tell people, and with the way you explained that, how your friend was happy that he was bragging about your 25 years and he was laughing about it,
Yeah,
but it- you're in there, you're losing your life, and that's the way, that's how it is. I try to tell people you can't be following everybody else because they in the end
straight
they ain't
up.
gonna be there for you.
Yeah, for sure not. I don't know.
Now, when it comes to trust, like, can you trust anybody in prison?
Nah, not really, man. Nah, hell
You
no.
can't trust
Nah.
nobody in prison.
Wait,
Yeah,
you're gonna get disappointed. You gotta get disappointed sooner or later, man. Like if you do, like so you find something like me, like if I don't expect nothing from anyone because I already like I've been backstabbed before, like you try to run motherfucker, like and you probably like you tell him something, you give him something, and he's supposed to not to say nothing or whatever. He end up for the sack or everything, like you get pretty on backstab in the back, throw your business out there, like for the wrong reasons. Nah, it's better not to expect anything for anybody and don't trust anybody.
yeah, yeah. That's for sure. So, what are your plans for when you get out? When you actually get out, what are your plans?
I'm actually I'm actually like thinking getting out first, go to a reentry home, because obviously like I don't want to go straight to society like straight. So I'm trying to go to like a reentry home and then little by little like adapt back into society. And then I took a class that pretty much it made me like a drug and alcohol counselor. And it's a well-known class. It's called Offender Mental Certification Program. And pretty much like I'm a righteous counselor for drug and alcohol. So I'm trying to pretty much like work with go to juvenile halls and apply in juvenile halls and see if I could work with I want to work with teens with teenagers especially and I want especially the
Yeah,
ones gang banging and doing drugs and gang banging and stuff. Those are the one I want to reach out to, and I want to make my eventually make my own business in that field, but start like in a juvenile hall or anything like that.
yeah. That's
Yeah, but I'm
something
a,
really
I'm a,
good to
I'm
look
gonna do it
forward to.
legit.
Because when I got
Mm,
out, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. And that's the thing about it. I try to put my stories out there and to help people. It's kind of
mm.
it's good for me. It's like therapy for me. I enjoy doing it. I
Hey,
enjoy helping people. So I tell you, yeah, you should go that route. How
for
many?
sure. If
How,
not, I think maybe a little construction. If not, something. But I'm gonna
oh
work
yeah, it's
hard for
construction.
everything.
Yeah,
Like yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
But that's the thing about it. When you get out, it's gonna be harder to find a job. Ain't you a felon? You're gonna be a felon, ain't you?
Yeah, but they see California being like improving. Like they got people like advocating for us a lot, right? So they got these laws that pass that they don't ask for they don't ask for your criminal record or anything like that. Like so and then people getting paid for hiring us. Now in Cali, like the employee gonna get paid for taking opportunity in us. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna win
Oh,
regardless. So
okay.
so so yeah, there's opportunities for us. Like now, a lot of things are changing from 2009 to now. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of opportunities for felons too right now.
Yeah, I
And a
didn't
lot of
know
door
that.
openings and stuff. Yeah, a lot of people advocate. They got programs like the anti-recidivism coalition. It's called the ARC. They got a lot of things like people advocating for us, and that the initiative justice. They got a lot of people out there in the Senate, like fighting for us. You know, so it's looking good for like a lot of people because they don't want us to real fan. You know, they wanna control the population because it's high and shit. So they don't want us to come back in prison. There's a lot of opportunities. So I best believe I'm gonna take every advantage of every single one.
Yeah, I would say to do that. Yeah, but I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
California is different because
Yeah,
down here they don't have that.
like, 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 like now, I guess from what I hear, like on a job application, they can ask you if you got felonies, or they can ask you like in certain they want they don't ask you if you've been in prison. They can't ask you that anymore for what here.
Okay, so go ahead and
Mm,
tell us
mm.
how a normal day is in prison. Like, what's a normal day? Run us through it.
A normal day today, right? I'm go- I go to work at 6:30. I'm the porter, so I sweep and all that, right? So I'm sweeping and everything cool.
Oh,
There's this
hey,
guy
what about breakfast
being
though?
high for dead. Hey,
What about breakfast?
oh, well, here's at level 4, right? So maximum security, so they come and feed us in the cell. Like they come feed us everything. Like we don't go out. Like we don't got a kitchen. They come and bring our food to the cell. So we eat in the cell. So what I do, I come out and I have the cops pass out breakfast. That's the first thing. I have them pass out the breakfast, this big in the trays, and then I pick the trays, send them to the kitchen where they wash the dishes and cook, and then I clean the tier. If you want, I could show you like how a tier look like. You want to see it?
All right, yeah.
Huh. Huh. Oh shit. Cops are on it. If you see, that's what the tier like. They got the cops right there, so I can't
Yeah,
really show.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, I seen a little bit.
All right.
Hey,
Hey, so,
hey,
so
show us the cell. Show us what the cell looks like.
man, I got like this is how this bunk right now. Right? See deep right there. I'm up there. I'm up there. That's my bunk. That's I just moved in here. I'm already painting the walls and stuff. That's my locker.
Yeah,
We
it's
got curtains that way,
small,
to
man.
block
I
it.
remember those days. It's small, just like being in your
Yeah,
bathroom.
for sure. For pretty much. Yeah. This
Yeah.
this this is the back. Here's the back view right here.
Are those the cages you got to the yard?
No, that's people in the hole. The people that's in the hole. That's
Oh, the
that's
hole.
where they go. I'm not in the hole. Yeah, I'm not in the hole right now. Um. So yeah, bro. But yeah, that's where we go. So today, right? So I'm cleaning. I'm walking out cleaning. This guy, I guess he's high on crystal, methamphetamine, or whatever. He's wigging out, thinking, saying some weird shit, right? So he got kind of disrespectful behind the door, whatever. So I just let it go because he's high. So they're releasing people to go to education, to go to class, whatever. And this guy goes and try to, like you can see, like I got this. He just get up on me out of nowhere. He tried to,
That's
you know what
today.
I'm saying, like for no reason.
Today.
Today, yeah, today. So yeah, today for no reason, like he's high on drugs, and I'm the only one outside sweeping, so he's thinking some crazy shit about me. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking or what. So yeah, yeah, I got in a fight for no reason today, like a frivolous ass fight for no fucking reason. So, but I got away though. I didn't get caught because when he came out swinging when he's open. I threw his ass in the cell, and I kind of we fought in the cell, so I kind of got away with it. But it was a pointless ass fight though, like something that shouldn't have happened, like just because a fucking guy is doing drugs and going crazy,
Yeah. So that happened out of
you
nowhere.
know?
That's why.
Yeah, but no, and lucky he had on a knife, luckily he had on a knife or
Yeah.
anything, because sometimes motherfuckers, yeah, yeah, that way you gotta be on your toes 24/7. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know
Yeah.
what's the next man thinking, what he got going on. You know none of that shit.
That's the biggest thing I try to tell people when I was in there. You too. Like when that door opens, when that cell door opens, you never know what's going to happen because somebody, like if you're in a gang and somebody else's actions, if they did something wrong,
Hmm.
that they can come after
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, no, that guy in trouble. That guy in trouble. He's not get. They're gonna take care of him. See, but it could have kicked up. It could have been a little melee or anything, but because it was only me outside, and it was only him going to school. Like there wasn't more people involved. So I just thought like, well, I just saw the cops walked away. I just threw him in the cell, and we kind of fought in the cell, But like it wasn't like where everybody was, you know what I'm saying? But people seen, people seen, so he gotta they got. I don't gotta do nothing. People gotta take care of him, But yeah, he in trouble for doing that for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. When you do something, there's consequences. You can't you gotta
Hmm.
there's orders. You just can't go do stuff on your
Hmm.
own.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the craziest? What's another crazy fight you've been in? I know that happened today, but you got any more crazy moments?
Yeah. With me, yeah, I've been in South Park and stuff like that, but the worst of the things I've done in prison was a stabbing. Like when I first got it, but the first time I raised my hand, I stabbed this guy 17 times. And honestly, it shouldn't have happened either. My boy, right? My boy, he was locked up for a home invasion, for a drive-by shooting. Here in California, you can't do no drive-by shootings. Like the gang doesn't allow you to do drive-by. If you do, like, if I do a drive-by, like my whole gang gets green lighted, like, and we all get hurt, like, like. So this fool had to do a drive-by when he was like 16. But they had his gang, like they had to pay some money to the Mexican mafia, and the green light went away, So he was my boy, and we come into prison, first termers in prison, and everybody tripping out like, hey, fool, you got fucked up charges, that you gotta drive by, like they're talking about hurting him, but he got like a letter co-signed with like two Mexican mafia members saying like he's good, So
Yeah.
they were kind of sweating him, and I had his back, I had his back because I was my boy from the area, So so we were like, look, we don't gotta explain shit to you guys. We got this letter from the big homies and shit. Like, so what we do, we can go to a home and explain ourselves. And they were like, okay, find your victim. So my boy, his name was Crazy from Coachella. So he went and he found a victim, but like he kind of lied on the person. He had said he had accused them of things that person had never did. So he just told me one time, like, I ain't care. Like, we both had our knife and we stabbed him total 17 times. And it was an OG though. We were 18, and this dude was like 47, but he didn't look 47. He had a size. He was a big ass OG. He had the muscles and shit. So, but you step back knowing he was 47, like I was like, man, we just stabbed the fucking 47-year-old guy, And then when we were in
Yeah.
the hole, these guy, all that shit that my boy Crazy have said he didn't do none of that. Like it was all lies. Like it was all lies.
So what's it like when you actually go and you stab somebody 17 times? Like, do you turn into a different
Mhm.
person?
Well, you gotta think, right, that in the moment adrenaline, like at that moment, I remember, like I just wanted to shine. I wanted to show these fools, like I wanted to. It was my first time doing it, so like I wanted to hurt this guy bad because I wanted people to see, so for whatever reason, like I wanted to impress everybody else. That was my goal, like impress all these fools, and I didn't care. I didn't even care if this guy would have died. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't thinking about his life. I was thinking about my reputation. Like. So here as we fucking stabbing this guy hella savagely, I'm not thinking about the cops. The cops right there with the mini. They killed my boy with the mini. Like they shot a warning shot and everything. Luckily, like we didn't get shot. Like so they came. They started hitting us with sticks. They threw a bomb. We kept stabbing them, and they started hitting us with sticks, with the batons and shit. And then we went down. We went down afterwards. But but still, like in the moment, this is 2011. In the moment, like I didn't care about getting killed by the tower. I ain't care about killing this guy. I ain't care about none of that shit. I ain't care about nothing. Like I just wanted like to impress everyone else, I guess.
Yeah. So a lot of people that watch, they always wonder, they always ask me, like, how, for somebody that's not in the gang, what's the best thing they
Mhm.
can do to survive in prison? What kind of advice would you give them?
Don't get involved in shit. Don't ask questions. Just don't ask questions. Just keep you tunnel vision, bro. Tunnel vision. Don't get involved in shit. Don't comment and shit. Don't even like if you hear things, keep them to yourself. Whatever you see, keep it to yourself. And just don't gamble. Don't do drugs. Don't get none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just do your time and keep pushing. Like pass by. Like this is not your home. You don't live here. You just passing by and get the fuck out of here. Don't None of this shit matters. Like none of this shit matters. Don't let this shit get to
Yeah.
you. This is my
Yeah, you're
best
right about
advice.
You're right about that. Yeah, man.
for sure.
Yeah, just hearing about all that, man, that's it's crazy. It brings me
Mm,
back. Yeah.
for sure. How long you been out?
It's been about a year and a couple months.
Okay, 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 okay.
And
All right.
it's
That's
gonna
yeah.
be
You better get
crazy.
on.
Yeah, when you get out, like it felt like I was reborn again. Like it's weird. It felt like the world wasn't real. You know what I mean?
Is that
It's
right? Yeah.
yeah, it's watch, you're gonna see. Once you get out, you're gonna see. And but to see when I got out,
Wow.
I was sitting there thinking, I was thinking everybody was gonna be happy that I was out. I was gonna like people were gonna be celebrating. Man, the life was just
Huh.
going on. You know, nobody said
Yeah.
nothing. And, I'm not as big as I thought I was.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
just
that's crazy.
you're starting out. You lose everything. So when you get out, you got to start from scratch.
How old are you right now, bro?
38.
Oh, 38. Okay, okay. Yeah, man, I bet. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy. Starting over at 38, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I feel you. I feel you. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Hell
But
yeah, I
yeah,
bet.
I want to thank you for coming on here and telling us your story. And
I appreciate you,
oh,
man.
no,
I appreciate your time, and thank you for listening. You know what
there's
I'm
one thing I
saying?
didn't ask you. We didn't talk about the contraband in there. Like, what kind of things
Oh
do people do in there?
yeah. Well, this phone is contraband. These AirPods are contraband. You know what I'm saying? People sneak drugs, fucking needles, like to get high. The people that do drugs and shit, they get that needle from the diabetics. The people that do that get the insulin shot in the stomach, they get that needle, and that's how they do the heroin and shit with that needle, whatever. But there's drugs that usually cause spice. Everybody's smoking, everybody's fucked up, like zombies. Look at K2, matter of fact. But everything comes in like through vision, through stabs, like it's corrupted as fuck, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
corrupted.
It's crazy. Down here, the main drugs was OJ, Suboxone, and K2. That was the main things.
Okay, that's Suboxone. We get the shit for free. The doctor gives the shit for free. Like if I go to medical and I be like, I'm craving heroin, they will give me Suboxone. Like it wouldn't be contraband. They will give it to me just like that.
That's not. It's
It's because
contraband up here.
yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It said one strip go for like $300.
Wow, right here is honestly right here like it got no value right here. They give it to you for free. Like at first when it first came, people were selling it, but now everybody could get it. Like everybody could get it. So yeah, medical give it to us. It been so many fentanyl overdoses and prison heroin overdoses that they want the overdoses to stop. So they give us Suboxone. The doctor give us Suboxone here. So if I want Suboxone, I just go to a window to a medical window, and they will give it to me.
Do you think it helps? You think it helps people?
I be some people, nah. Some people, nah. I mean, I've been sober for 6 years. I was doing heroin for a minute, right? But I've been sober since April 12th, 2020. And at the time, we ain't having no Suboxone and none of that shit. So I see people that got Suboxone and they fucking smoking it, they're shooting it with needles, fucking themselves up, Like,
Damn, they're
I
shooting it
mean,
up.
I feel like yeah, shit, fuck, and then they don't understand that Suboxone you gotta put it in your mouth. So when you fucking take it out, all the bacteria, like when they shoot it up, the bacteria travels. Sometimes travel in your heart and it kills you. Sometimes travel in your spine and your back, and you can't even walk. I seen that shit like with the Suboxone, like the bacteria, like travel and hit some foot in the spine, and it was just attacking his spine. He couldn't even walk. His back was hurting and shit. Yeah, people be dying of that shit for shooting it up, and they still do it. That's the crazy part. Like you could die. This shit's hella the mouth is hella dirty. You put this shit in a needle and shooting it up, getting hella sick,
Yeah.
whatever, and they're still doing it.
Yeah,
So
that's why I say it's better
yeah,
not to do any drugs in jail. I mean, in prison or jail.
for
It's better
sure,
not.
for
Yeah,
sure,
because
man.
it never ends good doing that
Stay
stuff.
sober.
Stay sober.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
never
stay
good.
sober. Yeah, it's it's methamphetamine, it's fucking heroin, fentanyl, what goes a lot, and the K2 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That K2, that dude was probably on that attacked you. They start waking out when they're on that.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, something. But they said that he hasn't been sleeping. He been man. He hasn't been sleeping for like 3 days. He's already like hearing voices and that type of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy. When you were showing us the cell, I noticed you had pictures up with like, do you do drawings?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, be drawing. I got one right here. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm about to probably send it home. Let me see.
And that's a hustle right there, don't you? Do you be drawing for people sometimes?
Yeah, hell, yeah, for sure.
Do you do that right there?
Yeah, I got another one. Hold on.
Oh man,
Hold
you
on.
man, that was good, man. What you probably be a beast tattoo artist.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, and then I was doing this one right, but I kind of messed it up. I need to figure it out what to do. So you know what I'm saying? Like that one, that one I put that one on the wall.
Oh, that one was cool. I like that. Yeah, the skulls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
man.
sure.
Do you do tattoos?
I done them right, but like I'm not that comfortable doing them yet. Like I'm not. I need to get more familiar with the gun. Like I haven't been, especially ever since I got the phone. I haven't had like the time. Like I be on the phone most of the time. Like I haven't been practicing my hobbies. You know.
Man, that's the thing you could do. You could probably get out and get to a tattoo shop.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Matter of fact, one of my homeboy, he owned ones out there in my area, and he have told me if and I still got like 18 months. I should put that into practice and just master the skill. You know,
Yeah, I
for
know.
sure.
I met you on TikTok. Do you want to tell people your TikTok so they can, or would you rather not? Because I know you. I don't know how you want.
Don't mind it. If they want to follow, they can follow. But I don't think I know it by heart, man. I don't know the username of heart or anything like that.
Okay. I'll
But
put it.
yeah,
I'll put it in the description in case somebody over there follow you. Maybe they want to send a
for
message or
sure. I
something.
appreciate that.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah.
all good, man. For sure. Hey, thank you for your time too. Right? I appreciate you.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks. For showing us around and telling us stories. You know.
Hey, if I ever catch recorded,
I won't probably won't be able to put it on YouTube. They don't like that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you got some recordings
hey,
of just in there, yeah, send them to me.
appreciate that.
All right, yeah, send it to me through TikTok or whatever.
All right, for sure.
All
I
right,
got you.
so we're gonna
Hey,
go ahead and end the
nice
interview.
meeting you, my boy.
Thank you for coming. Thank you everybody for coming
See
in.
ya.
And I'm gonna put the description, his TikTok in the description in case you want to check him out. But yeah, thanks for everybody for
Sure.
coming. And I hope you get out, and I hope you
Yep, yep.
hope you get your life together.
Thank you for sure. I appreciate that.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
you too.
All right. All right.